Hello everybody, welcome back to Scrappy Adam and welcome to another Scrap Squad Share the Love Cybercrop Challenge layout. I thought we would do something slightly different today in that I have just gone into my stash and pulled out a collection. I've not looked at it, I've not chosen papers, I've not done anything. I thought we would do the whole layout start to finish together, because we've done a lot of page kits where I've already chosen things, so I just thought I would show you the whole sort of process sort of thing. So I've got 3 or 4 Kallax cubes with bags like this with collections in, separate to the boxes that I store everything in that you've all seen before. So yeah, I thought let's do it this way. So we're doing challenge 6, so we've got 2 more after this one. I've done them out of order. I've sort of picked the ones that are speaking to me first, so to speak. And we've got a very boy-y, masculine kind of feel to this layout. It looks to be an A4 layout, but we will be doing 12 by 12. We've got these 2 filled corners, which I love, and then these 2 strips. And I'm thinking washi tape for them, maybe. So I have pulled in 3 washi tape, but I may well get some more washi tape, which has now been reorganised and is just under my desk and is so much better, so can't wait to show you that. And I've just thrown them all on the desk. Honestly. So we've got those 3. I don't know what we're using out of here yet, but it's kind of got a blue and a black and a brownie. Then we've got this bit in the middle with some splatters or sequins or enamel dots here, and sort of a big cluster in the middle, which I love. What looks like a flare in the middle of the camera and lots of layers. So let's see what we can do. I have not chosen a photo yet. We're going in completely blind for this. I just thought it would be a little bit of fun. Okay, so let's put our embellishments to one side. We've still got quite a bit of ephemera and journaling pockets, enamel dots, tags, chipboard circles, puffy stickers, and not many but a few chipboard frames left. So we've got a decent amount of embellishments to choose from, and then we've got some offcuts of paper. I love this paper. And some smaller pieces, some, what do you call them, cut aparts, and journaling spots. Making it up as I go, roll with it, love that. Still got some of this one as well, so let's pop that there. Oh, and this one. So we've not got loads, I love this paper as well, not got loads of full sheets of 12 by 12, but we have got some. So we have got this one, which I've already cut the branding strip off, and I do love this one. We have got Be Bold, which is the one with all the circles and the B-side of that. I did get 2 papers, it looks like, from most of these. We've got Happy Times, which is the Goldie Mustard brownie with the tags. Worth the Hype, which is like a diagonal plaid and a grey. Authentic, with all the speech bubbles, perfect for fussy cutting out. And a kind of ledger, kind of not. And iconic as well. So we've got a decent amount to choose from. Not sure which one would work as a background though. Let's have a look. What about, I love this, but what about this as a background? I think that would work. Or this. Although if we use this, we can't use those corners, and I didn't think it might be good to cut out these corners. that's a little bit too dark for a background, I think. Not sure we want that. Okay, I think we're going to use these two. We just need to decide what part. Okay. Which one do we think? Which background would you guys choose? I think I'm going to go for this one. Got a big burn on my finger there. Yeah, we're going to go for this one. Then what I thought when I was just looking as I was starting to film, this is a great paper to cut the corners from. So what I thought is we can just cut on the line and have our two corners ready done perhaps. Or we could cut these two maybe. Yeah, I think we'll do that. So I'm just going to cut that corner and the branding strip off, and I will be right back with you. Okay, so we've got our papers all cut. As you can see, I did do a little bit more. So basically I have taken the branding strip off the main 12x12, and I went ahead and cut our two corners out of the other paper. So we've got one light blue, one dark blue. Then I just looked at the other papers that I had and looked at what we could potentially use as layering pieces, embellishments, titles, all that sort of stuff. So I've punched 4 circles out of one of the papers. This one has got a bit of a flat end, but we can easily hide that. And they've each got a different colour star, so I thought they would be great as embellishment layers. I cut out some of the tags out of one of the papers. This is the off-cut one, so we've got this green one. It says time for fun, happy things, happy times. That's a blank one. Then we have got a cutter part. We've got a couple of them actually. We've got all we have is now, everyday moments, journaling part, my favourite. Favourite is spelled the American way. I know some people in the UK that bothers people. It doesn't bother me. It's not a big thing at all. And then I cut out some of these. So we've got life right now, love this, and life captured. Don't know, we won't use all of that, but I thought I will just cut them while I am there. And then out of the other paper, which is the B side of what I've cut these out of, I just cut some of these strips. So we've got some grey ones, some mustardy ones, and some blue and white. And some of them, I don't know if you can see, I've got very faint black dots on them as well. Again, thought they could be used as layering pieces. Got our washi tape, which I showed you before. This is simple. These two are simple stories. I think this is Boho Baby, and I think this is Life Captured. Don't quote me on that. That is just from memory. And then this crosses one is, I think this was just from Amazon, to be honest. I don't think it is from a brand as such. And then looking at the inspiration layout, we've got lots of layers. The photo is matted and lots of layers tucked in. And I don't have an awful lot of paper left in this collection, which is unusual for me. I might actually kill a kit. But I do want to do all of the layers. So I just went into my few boxes of 6x6 and 6x8 paper pads and pulled out 6 papers that I thought may work for layering pieces. These happen to all be from Chamel. I think they are from Starshine, Little by Little, and True Stories, I think. So quite old collections. But we've got this polka dot one with all the colours, which match with the colours of the stars. The small polka dot, the stripy with the blues, some stars with dark blue, and then this one which has got a pop of yellow with all the blues and greens. Don't know if we'll use all them, but I thought they may do for layering. So first things first, I'm going to get these corners on our layout. and I'm not sure which one to put on yet, so before I actually stick those down, let's get our washi tape down as our strip here. I'm thinking maybe the crosses, plus signs, might be the better one to use, because, let's see, although I do love the camera one as well, actually. Which one do we think? Cameras or plus signs? I'm not sure now, guys. I am not sure. I think we're actually going to go cameras because it's quite a busy washi, and it's not a washi that I use very often. I don't use washi that often, actually, which you would think I do, given how much washi I actually have, but I don't actually use it that often. It's definitely a product that I want to focus on a little bit more. But anyway, for now, I'm going to use a strip down here, and then I think we will put the dark blue at the bottom. So I'm simply going to pop that in the corner, like so. I am sticking to the sketch, it's not sketch, sticking to the inspiration piece quite close for this one as well. Okay, so then what I'm going to do is pop some here. You will notice that I am going over the edge slightly, and that is just to make sure that it does go to the end of the page, and then simply fold it over and tuck that there, and then stick this piece at the top. So that is our initial design done, which, as you can see, is identical to the inspiration piece. I do love that camera, actually. I think we will use a little bit of this plus sign washi as well as a bit of a layer. Now this is generally where I go off-piste, so let's see if we continue sticking to the inspiration. So for our photo, I don't know what to use. I have got a Pippin photo, and I've also got one with me. I did think about using that one. He looks a right mess. Like, look at him. He looks so bloody dirty. But it was right before his groom. He is usually presentable. What do we think, guys? What do we think? I think we will use one of these, actually, because it shows a fun side to his personality. So let's use that one. Let me just trim that down a little bit because it is a little bit too big. So I've got my photo trimmed down. I have cut a big chunk of my head off, which I don't mind, but the main body, the main sort of area of the photo is still there. And is still very much the focus, so it's fine. I'm never afraid to cut a photo up, unless it's a photo that I don't have the original for, but 99.9% of the photos I scrap I do, so it's generally not an issue for me. So that is our photo, and it is going to go roughly here, and we're going to build up our cluster from there. Now we are going to start building our cluster off page like I do, and then we'll see where we go. I have taken the papers that I pulled out and just cut them. A lot of them are 4.5 by 3, which is the size of this photo. Some of them are bigger and a couple of them are smaller, and I just thought that would just make it a bit easier for me to tuck in and decide where we want them to go. So I'm going to start by popping this star paper atop of here. And I want to make sure I keep some of the yellow in. And then what we're going to do then is stick the photo on top of here. But we're going to overhang the photo a little bit like this. So that is the start of our photo cluster, and I have done this many times on camera where we sort of build out from our photo without actually sticking it on to the layout. And if that seems a little bit daunting to you or new, I would say give it a try, because it's fun, and it makes the process a little bit different, I would say, because you're not looking at it from the point of, oh, is that going to fit there? What about if this is there, or can I do this, or what's this and what's that? You're looking at it purely from this perspective, and it's always going to fit on the layout because, well, it is. I can't give you a reason, it just is. And I guarantee it will always work. So just give it a try, and I think you will be surprised at how easy, how much you enjoy. It's a different way of doing it. It's not a wrong way of doing it because there are no rules. But just give it a try. And let me know how you get on. If you post it on social media, please do tag me. I would love to see. So we are just continuing on, let me move this up here, building this up, and I think we're going to pop this one down here. So for this one I cut it in 2 different places so we get the full range of colour. So definitely wanted some of the dark blue. And then I do feel like we need a pop of white, so I'm going to use this. I'm going to use the B side of this and pop a bit of white up here, just to balance all of the colour we've got going on. We don't want to make it too busy. I know that's me saying that, but you know. So we've used quite a lot there. So I'm just going to see now if there's anything over here that we might want to use. And I think one of these tags tucked in could work very well. So I might tuck a tag in up here. I will obviously fill the tag hole because we don't have naked tag holes around here. But I'm just going to, excuse me, just going to leave it naked for a moment. And let's see about getting one of these in. So I'm going to use this, I was going to say blue then, and it's clearly not blue. One of these mustardy yellow strips in, and one of the blue ones I am going to pop underneath. So only a little bit of it will show, just about there. There? No. In fact, let's come that way a bit. Like so. So that's sort of giving us our shelf, so when we then pop it on here, it sort of makes sense that that's why, oh god, sorry about that glare. It makes sense that that is why we've done it like that. Then I am going to pull this sort of mustardy colour up to the top. I'm going to tear a chunk off that. We only want a little bit of this showing, sort of, I don't know, should we go this way rather? Let's go that way and do that like that, and we'll do the same with this blue one, and then that carries those colours from the top, and I want that to be slightly taller, like so. So that is our photo base. I don't think we need much more yet. And now we can start building out from that with other pieces. So let's see, what have we got? We've got one of these. So I'm going to add daisy. I'm going to add one of these circles under here, and I'm going to add one at the top here as well, maybe there. we've got this piece that says all we have is now, which I do like that. It's a nice sentiment, so let's pop that there. My favourite, now I know we can't have favourites, and I don't mean favourite in that sense. What about... Quite like the idea of that being hidden journaling, actually. Let's do that. Okay, so we're going to get this stuck down now. So this is the cut apart that I want to be able to pull out. So I'm simply going to put adhesive around that. And we're going to make sure that we will be able to pull that in and out. Like so. I've got my big fluffy jumper snuddy on today because I'm cold. So that's what you could see then with the sleeve rolled up. I don't show it very often. Okay. But I'm not afraid to admit that I have numerous snuddies, and if you don't know what a snuddy is, Google it, and I guarantee you'll want one. Okay, let's create some room. We're getting a bit clustered here. So we're going to pop this on, and I'm going to pop it about, I don't know, maybe here. So that's the thing, if you are a collection scrapper, by that I mean you generally stay within a one collection or one kit. So if you've got Hip Kit or Mind the Scrap, I know they're not doing any at the minute, or Mercy Tiara or the Scrap Room or whatever, if you generally stay within that kit and you can't quite make it work or something's missing, then just dive into your stash and make that kit go a bit further. So in this instance, all these little tucky bits from paper, we just dived in by getting 5 extra pieces of paper from my 5 boxes of 6x6 and 6x8 paper pads, which need using, but because we go to collections or page kits or kits or whatever, we generally don't use. So it's a great way of using up your stash and making your kits go that little bit further as well. So now hopefully, because the way we've taped this, we are going to be able to tuck this in here. That is the plan. There we go. So that is going to tuck in there, and that will be removable. And what we might do is add some sort of clip, or we could add a tag. I know what we could do with this tag. Let's create a little pull-out tag. Okay. So I am just going to get some twine, and I will be right back. So we've got a little bit of twine, and I've got the crocodile. I'm going to add a black eyelet. Pop that in there and just punch this hole in our tag like so. Pop that through because it's full. There we go. So now we have ourselves a badly punched tag hole, but it's fine. Then let's thread this in. So for me to do that, I generally double it up and then double it up again, just so I've got quite a bit of twine and it gives a bit more bulk and dimension and texture. If you don't want it, then you could use ribbon and staple it on. You could just double it up once, you could just tie it up, or you could just use a bow. There are many ways of doing it, but I quite like the various strands of twine. And then what I'm going to do is put adhesive on here. I've put quite a bit because you're going to be pulling it in and out. And then I'm going to place that at the back of our cut apart like so. There we go. Now if you wanted to, you could cover that if you don't like that. Personally, that doesn't bother me at all. I can just use that as additional journaling. And then up here, I am going to use a little bit of this plus sign washi, just as a bit of extra pattern. We don't need much. That's probably too much actually. So just a little bit. It's a little bit too thick, so I'm just going to tear it in half and then pop it at an angle like so. So that just gives you a little bit of pattern there, and then that can now go back in there like so, and it just makes it clear that that is something that you can pull out. And I'm just going to trim a little bit of that twine off because it's a little bit longer than the layout. And I don't mind if the twine frays a bit, I quite like that, gives it a bit more texture. So that is our hidden journaling part. I'm going to add some washi down here, because I do want to add some of this plus sign washi, because I love it and I don't use it enough. So we're going to add that here as another layer, and I think that just frames it quite nicely. And then just to bring this up here a little bit, I'm going to add a little bit more there as well, and then a little bit here. So we're just repeating some of our design. So we've repeated our camera's top and bottom, we've repeated the tag, I will put a tag hole in that. We've repeated our circles, and then we've repeated our washi, which frames the photo and draws your eye into the photo. I think it does anyway. Now we could put some twine on that tag, but we could also just cover it with an enamel dot. Yeah, let's do that for that one. So I'm just going to pop an enamel dot on there, and we will use some more. Now, of course, with this collection, it is Pink Fresh Studio, so they do have their awesome pack of interactive journaling and pockets. So in here, we could have dived in and had ready-made tags, such as this one, which would have worked just as well. What else is in here? I've got other things that I have chopped up. This makes me smile. I love that. I'm going to use that. That is from the cut apart sheet. What's a time to be alive? Explore. There are just loads of different elements to this collection. So let's pop them back in there. So we still have yet more. All we have is now. So I did have 2 sheets of this, but I've cut them both apart for some reason. So we've got pockets, we've got notebook edges, tags, and all sorts. And then a little pocket and another pocket, and some more tags. So we have various options. I do love interactive elements on a scrapbook page. Don't know about you guys. I just think it makes your albums a little bit more interesting for the person who's looking at it. Makes it a little bit more fun. If there's flips and flaps and all sorts of fun stuff like that. Do you guys agree? Do you create interactive elements much for your layouts? What are your favourite ways of adding interactive elements? Give me some ideas. Do you want to see more ways of doing it? I am going to make a journal with you guys with the old Disney book. Well, it's not old, I cheated. I couldn't find an old one, so I bought a new one. But we are going to do that. So I'm going to add that there. This makes me smile. Now we do have a pack of ephemera, but I don't think there's going to be much in here. Let me just have a quick flick through. It won't be a minute. Let's see if there's anything. I'm not going to use that frame. Okay, we've got beer, time well spent, that could work. Books. I'm here for the food, he definitely is. Can't stop smiling, good game. Caffeine is the survival, love where I live, that is perfect actually. This never gets old, imperfect and awesome. Worth the hype, this is home. So we've got some more tags, there's plenty of tags in this collection. Some tickets. Stay wild, adventurous spirit, breathe in the fresh air, cheers to this. And lots of little bits and bobs, just chill. Instant mood booster. That is actually pretty good. There are some things we could use, so let's see if we want to get any of them on. Don't feel like we need a lot more, to be honest. So we've got this ephemera. We've also got the frames, the stickers, the puffy stickers and the chipboard stickers, and the enamel dots still to use. So let's see if we want to use any frames. So frames are a great way of adding just a little bit of interest. So I am going to add a couple of these smaller ones perhaps. Like so. I think it just adds a little bit of something. And then we've got this little piece that says smile. So I'm going to add that there. Now we have this which I've clearly cut from a circle frame. So I did wonder whether we could maybe get that in somewhere, maybe there. That just adds a little bit of interest down there. I'm going to use this piece that says instant mood booster. We're going to pop that here because that is exactly what this chap does. And let's see, I just want to check what we've got in stickers and puffy stickers. So we've got this piece that says hanging out. I quite like that. That's what we were doing. Just hanging out. Captured. That's always a good sentiment, I think. So that can go down here. So it's a very wordy layout. Now, personally, I don't mind that. I know some people will add a word and then not want to add anything else, and that's a-okay. But for me, I don't mind adding lots of different bits and bobs. It's what makes it, especially because I don't really journal. So we're going to add that oval piece there that says just chill. And that's probably all I'm going to add from those ephemera pieces. So they can go back in the packet. So this is what I do when I'm working through a collection. I will just pull out each pack and go through it. And then I'll generally have another sweep once I've gone through them all and check that there's nothing else I want to use out of them. Now, I'm not going to do that with the ephemera because I know that there isn't. But I am going to just double check that there's nothing else we want to use here, and I don't think we need anything else there. For our sticker sheet, I'm going to use one of these little stars down there. Mr. Fix-It, I love that. Wake up and conquer the word, moments like this, instant mood booster again. I love the stamps as well. We've got this one that says friends, so I'm going to add that down here. I just like all the sentiments around it, it really frames the layout. And then we have these arrows down here, so I'm going to add them as well. And they're just going to give us another focus into the photo. So we've got that one there. And let's have that one there. So that's it for stickers. Puffy stickers, I don't think any of the ones that are left, I've used quite a lot of these. Don't think any of them are going to work. Chipboard circles, or chipboard flare as they call it. I was going to add some flare from the Flare Hut actually, but I don't think we will. They like this phrase in this collection, instant mood booster. One of a kind. Let's add that up here. And that just introduces another circle. So it's a very straight layout. By that I mean there's a lot of straight lines, but it's also a very mixed shape layout because we've got triangles, we have got strips and rectangles, we've got flags, we've got circles, we've got stars, we've got tags, we've got circles, we've got ovals, we have got semicircles, so it's definitely a mixed bag. But I think it frames the photo perfectly. I don't know, maybe you guys disagree by that, but I really feel like your eyes are drawn to the photo pretty quickly with this layout. I am loving that. I am going to add a couple of enamel dots to finish us off, and then that is going to do it for this layout, which is another Scrap Squad challenge. So we have 2 left. I believe there was 6 in total. I will double check that because when I saved them the event was still going on. So I have got 6 at the minute, but if there is any more then I will print them. And I am going to finish them, so watch out for them coming your way. And this has been a longer video compared to a lot of my recent ones, and that is because we have done this layout start to finish together. And by that I mean, at the start of this video, all I had was this. I didn't know what photo we were going to use, what papers we were going to use, what I wanted to do, or anything. And I've actually sat down and done it start to finish. I haven't been off camera faffing about at all. This has been start to finish, and when I have paused it to cut, I've cut it and come straight back. So this is how I create a layout generally. So I just thought it'd be fun to do it like this rather than using a page kit, which we have done a lot of for Follower Sketch February. But we will be back on the page kit bus tomorrow for Follower Sketch February. Don't forget to check out the Scrap Squad Facebook group. You'll find a link for that down below. And here is the finished layout. I hope you like it. I really like it actually. It's I love it. I love the design, and I love the triangles with the strips. I'm just going to refocus that, and I like all the straight edges, and I hope you guys do too. That is another challenge done. Thank you so much for watching, liking, commenting and subscribing. It really does mean a lot and I really appreciate it. And I will see you guys tomorrow for another Follower Sketch February. Bye for now.